Hey guys! Welcome to Tianshi Recaps. I am your Tianshi. Get ready for a gripping horror thriller movie called Die Alone, where survival is brutal, memories are twisted, and love takes a deadly turn. The film opens with a chilling scene. Ethan stands a distance away from an old house, gripping a gun in his trembling hands. His mind is flooded with fragmented memories, moments of his past flashing before his eyes like a broken film reel. Among them, Emma, his love, his everything, her laughter, her touch, the love they shared. But then, another face appears in his memories, a man. The moment Ethan sees him, he pulls the trigger. Scene cuts. Sometime before this moment, the world was already falling apart. A deadly virus had spread like wildfire, pushing humanity to the edge. Cities were abandoned, streets emptied, and fear ruled every corner. People were desperate to escape, seeking safety far away from the outbreak. Among them were Ethan and Emma. Their only hope was a secluded woodhouse deep in the forest, a place far from the infected chaos. They packed everything they could and set off driving through deserted roads. Then, the accident. The car skidded, tires screeched, and in the next moment, everything was a blur of crashing metal and shattering glass. Ethan wakes up. His vision is hazy. The car is wrecked, smashed against a tree. His first thought was Emma. He turns to the passenger seat. It's empty. The door is open and she's gone. His hand was already wounded before the accident, wrapped in a bandage. But now something else catches his eye, a heart drawn on the bandage. Inside the heart, one word is written: Emma. His mind races. Did Emma do this? When? Why? Ethan stumbles through the abandoned streets, calling out for Emma. The world outside their safe escape has collapsed even faster than expected. Within a week, the town has turned into a wasteland, broken, deserted, and lifeless. Confusion clouds his mind. How did everything fall apart so quickly? As he struggles to make sense of it, a truck engine roaring through the empty streets. Desperate for help, he runs toward it. But as the truck comes into view, his hope shatters. These aren't rescuers, they are scavengers, merciless killers who raid whatever remains, taking supplies and silencing anyone in their way. Their eyes lock onto Ethan. Without warning, gunfire erupts. Ethan barely has time to react. He dodges, running for cover, but there's no escape. Just as he thinks it's over, an old woman, May, appears from the shadows. With deadly precision, she takes down every scavenger, saving Ethan's life. Before Ethan can process what's happening, his vision darkens and he collapses. When Ethan wakes, he is in a dimly lit house lying on an old bed. May watches over him, but Ethan doesn't recognize her. He tries to remember how he got here, but his mind is blank. Every memory after he fainted, gone, because Ethan has amnesia. Each time he loses consciousness, his recent memories disappear. Ethan struggles to remember what happened to Emma. His last clear memory was both of them looting a shop with gun, the mysterious man's face flashing in his mind, and their journey toward the woodhouse. Now, as he steps outside May's house, a horrifying sight greets him. A human skeleton, covered in spider webs, still alive. May mutters, "That's my neighbor." Before Ethan can process the nightmare, the power goes out. May rushes to start the generator but fails. Ethan, being an electrical engineer, manages to fix it. As soon as he fixed, Ethan insists on searching for Emma. But May quickly locks the door, securing it with multiple locks, and hands him food. Hunger takes over, and he devours it without question. Then May asks him for something in return. To repay the meal, he must pedal a stationary bicycle to charge the battery. As he pedals, his eyes wander to a framed photo nearby. A smiling couple, and then shock. The man in the photo is the same face haunting his memories. Ethan's confusion deepens. In the photo frame, the man's face is clear, but the woman beside him, her face is turned away. Who is she? Could it be May? Her husband? Is she hiding something? Determined to ask May, Ethan approaches her. But May suddenly acts overly friendly, getting uncomfortably close. Ethan, already on edge, feels uneasy. But May simply laughs it off, brushing it aside as a joke. She invites him to play cards. After playing, Ethan says, "I need to search Emma." May sighs, "It's too late. It's dangerous at night. Sleep now, we'll search in the morning." Ethan doesn't listen. The urgency won't let him rest. When May isn't looking, he steals her truck and drives off. His amnesia worsens, his vision blurs and head spins. He struggles to stay conscious, but somehow manages to reach the destination, the woodhouse. It's not how he left it. The entire house is boarded up, sealed shut. Something is wrong. He forces his way inside. There he finds a woman and a small boy. But Emma isn't there. Ethan demands to know where Emma is, but the woman insists she doesn't know her and orders him to leave. She raises a gun and threatening him. As they argue, a deafening roar shakes the house. Ethan turns. Something is approaching. It's no ordinary animal. A monstrous figure steps into view, human-shaped but covered entirely in leaves, bark and vines like a walking tree. The woman panics, grabbing the boy and rushing to shut the door. In the struggle, her gun slips from her hands. Ethan grabs it, pulls the trigger, but it's empty. She had only been bluffing Ethan. The monster slams into the doorway and the woman fights to push it back. With no choice, Ethan grabs a nearby hammer and swings, smashing the creature's head. It stumbles and instantly Ethan slams the door shut. Heavy breathing fills the room. Outside, dozens of them move through the night. They were once human, but now twisted by the virus, and they roam, hungry, relentless, like zombies. The woman reveals she has been in this house for 3 weeks and no one has come by. Ethan is stunned. The outbreak started only a week ago. He and Emma left just 2 days ago. How is that possible? Confusion grips him, but before he can process it, the woman asks about Emma. Ethan's expression softens. Emma is everything to me, the most caring person I've ever known. No matter how big the fight, she never left me. Life was perfect with her, until the virus. She's a doctor. Before things got worse, we decided to escape the city and come here. But then, the accident. When I woke up, she was gone. Silence lingers, exhaustion takes over, and they sleep. But the night is not peaceful. Ethan dreams of Emma beside him, warmth turning to horror as blood soaks the bed. Shadows move. The creatures break in. He wakes gasping. Morning light streams in, but something is wrong. The house is wrecked, furniture overturned, blood stains the walls. His nightmare was real. The woman is dead and a small green plant sprouts from her ear. She is infected. Ethan stumbles back, searching for the boy. A monster is feasting on him. Then it turns, lunges at Ethan. A gunshot rings out and the creature drops. May stands with her gun smoking. She had been searching for her stolen truck, only to find Ethan just in time to save him. Outside, Ethan spots a bird box. Inside, Emma's smartphone. He quickly turns it on. A video message from Emma plays. I can't handle this anymore. The virus, your amnesia, it's getting worse. If we ever get separated, you must, and the phone dies. Frustrated, Ethan grips it tight. What was she trying to say? May mentions she has a charger back home. But Ethan's memory resets. He looks at May confused. Who are you? He doesn't even remember stealing her truck. Worse, the truck's battery is dead. He left running all night. With no other choice, they grab a bicycle and start heading back. The road is dangerous. More plant-like monsters roams. Then something familiar catches Ethan's eye, a gas station. His heart pounds. This is where he and Emma last looted. A rush of memories floods in. The door is locked and he tries to open it. Behind them, an infected old man attacked Emma. In that moment, Ethan shot and killed him. But the body twitched. The old man suddenly grabbed Ethan's arm. That's where Ethan got his wound. And that's when Emma must have bandaged him. Snapping back to reality, Ethan stares at his scarred hand. They reach May's house, but something is wrong. The door has fresh marks. Someone tried to break in. May grips her gun, scanning the area. A shadow moves nearby. Someone is hiding. May keeps her gun steady as the man raises his hands. He introduces himself as Tom, a desperate husband searching for his missing wife. Hunger had driven him to break in. May, seemingly unbothered, tosses him some food, but demands he earn it by cutting firewood. Outside, as Ethan and Tom work, May watches closely through the window. Something feels off. Then she spots it, Tom discreetly stashing a gun near a broken car. Her suspicions solidify. Feigning hospitality, she invites them inside for a meal. Before entering, she leans toward Ethan and murmurs, "Don't eat what I give him. I have another meal for you." Ethan doesn't understand but nods. At the table, Tom devours the food, unaware of May's plan. He pulls out a photograph of his wife. 10 days ago, she had seen lights from May's house, approached for help, and vanished. He had been searching ever since. Ethan looks at the photo, and suddenly a flood of Emma's memory surges back. His body wavers, mind spiraling, and then darkness. He collapses. Tom, realizing something is wrong, he pulls out May's gun, demanding for answers. But before he can act, his body sways and his vision blurs. Then he too falls unconscious. The sleeping pills worked. Then the front door bursts open. Tom's friends, armed with gun, enters, their eyes scanning the room. Ethan, barely regaining consciousness, watches in horror. Tom's friend sees May. At the same time, Tom regains consciousness, suspicion burning in his eyes. Desperate to find any trace of his missing wife, he ransacks the rooms. That's when he finds a heart-shaped locket. But it's not his wife's, it's Emma's. He turns to Ethan, gripping the locket tightly. "She killed your girlfriend." Tom growls, his voice laced with rage. Ethan, shattered and desperate for the truth, confronts May. But May's voice remains eerily calm. "I didn't kill Emma, but she's dead." Meanwhile, outside, Tom's friend stumbles upon May's shed. They opens the door and runs in terror. Inside, a horrifying sight awaits. A man, one of the scavengers from the beginning, still alive, but mutilated. His arms and legs are severed. Panicked, the two bolts back toward the house, desperate to warn the others. But before they can take another step, boom. They triggers one of May's traps. The explosion tears through the night, killing them instantly. From the shadows, May's neighbor, now a grotesque skeleton-like zombie, emerges. The undead creature pounces, tearing into the fresh corpse. Tom, shaken by the explosion outside, raises May's own gun to execute her, but he doesn't know it's a reversed weapon. The moment he pulls the trigger, the gun backfires, tearing apart his own hand. He collapses in agony, screaming as blood spills across the floor. Seizing the opportunity, May flips her chair, breaking free, but the moment she stands, she freezes in pure terror. Ethan is changing. His breathing grows ragged with something unnatural and tears Tom into his flesh, devouring him completely. And then the truth begins to unravel. That night, when Ethan arrived at the Woodhouse searching for Emma, he thought the monsters had broken in and slaughtered the woman and child inside. But it wasn't them, it was him. Ethan had killed them with his own hands. The virus was already inside him. Before he can fully grasp what's happening, he collapses unconscious. May watches unfazed. She kneels beside him, wiping the blood from his mouth. When Ethan wakes again, his memories have reset. Doesn't remember the killings and the hunger, except only one thing remains. May is his friend. With a calm smile, she tells him they need to hunt. Ethan follows. As they walk, a flicker of memory resurfaces. The past holds the real nightmare. During a desperate loot for supplies, Ethan was attacked by an old infected man, not just grabbed but bitten. That moment sealed his fate. He was infected. But Emma, a doctor, refused to abandon him. She believed she could control it. They arrived at a secluded house deep in the woods, but this wasn't May's house back then. It belonged to a man named Coy, a kind man living peacefully with his wife and daughter. The same man Ethan had a vague memory of, and the same face from the photo in May's house. Emma begged for help, and Coy, unaware of Ethan's condition, welcomed them in. He asked them questions and gave them food, but something about Ethan was off. The infection was taking hold. He wasn't just sick, he was changing. The hunger for flesh was growing unbearable. Emma, sensing the danger, quickly took Ethan to the restroom. But Coy wasn't fooled. He saw through Emma's concern. A doctor traveling with an infected man? It didn't add up. His instincts kicked in. He sent his wife and daughter upstairs, knowing something was wrong. And then the horror unfolded. Only Emma returned from the restroom. Ethan was still inside, but he wasn't Ethan anymore. Upstairs, Coy's wife and daughter, unaware of the nightmare waiting behind the door, went to check on him. The moment they stepped in, the monster in Ethan awoke. Hunger took over. He slaughtered them both. Downstairs, Coy confronted Emma, and the truth unraveled that Emma wasn't trying to cure Ethan. She was feeding him by luring him to innocent people and keeps him alive with human flesh. The revelation led to a brutal fight. Coy fought to the death, but Emma was ruthless. She took blow after blow, her face slashed, her body torn, but she survived. She killed Coy. And as the scene fades, Emma's fresh wounds merge into the scars on May's face. Here come the ultimate twist. May is none other than Emma herself. For him, it had only been 3 days since the outbreak, the accident, and losing Emma. But that was a lie his broken mind told him. It had been 30 years. Ethan hadn't aged, his body frozen in time because Emma never let the virus consume him. As a doctor, she found a way to slow the infection by feeding him, controlling his hunger, keeping him alive while the world around them decayed. But Ethan forgot again and again. Each time he woke, it was as if the nightmare had just begun. But now Emma was aging, growing weaker. She couldn't keep him alive any longer. She finally told him the truth. She should have let him die the day he was bitten. Ethan agreed, and he picked up a gun. It was the very scene from the beginning of the film. But as he prepared to pull the trigger, Emma stopped him. She couldn't exist in this world without him. If he had to be a monster, then she would too. She made him bite her. As the infection spread, they held hands and walked away into the darkness together, and the screen fades to black. Hope you enjoyed this twisted, chilling ride through horror and survival. See you in the next tale of terror. Bye. 5.